you could go to Grainger.com to find what you need to get the job done. Grainger.
Sure.
Happy New Year!
We did it. We did it.
We slayed the year yet again.
Survived.
We did it. We made it.
By some miracle.
We made it to 2023. We haven't killed ourselves, though we're working on it.
Yes.
Every day we inch closer to that goal, Mike.
Yes.
There we go.
I mean, really and truly, while I'm still on vacation, but while on vacation, I would look on CNN every once in a while.
Well, you can still read the news while on vacation.
Yeah, but it was going to be like,
no, you can't.
Did Putin nuke something? That is always the first thing.
What
bad news? What horror has happened in the world?
This wonderful holiday vacation that we're on.
Yeah.
Just being lazy and not doing.
I think we need to continue our vacation for the 3 days that we're gonna work.
Oh gosh.
Well, I just got a text from Delta saying to watch out for Salt Lake City weather, so I may be staying in Phoenix a little bit longer.
Hey, well, I mean, I'm.
It's snowing. It's snowing.
It's snowing right now.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's snowing right now. It's been
it's
snowing
rainy
all
down
morning.
here. It's like
we
low
got
60s.
Oh my gosh, it's a nice spring day for you, Brandon.
So far we have 2 inches, and we'll probably get another couple inches between tonight and tomorrow.
Oh, hey Jack, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
I was just gonna say, if there's anybody actually watching, this is a point where Brandon and us just catch up and shoot the shit, but.
We got lots of catching up to do, but that'll happen next weekend.
Yes,
it will. All right, we ready to do this?
Yeah, we're ready to do this.
Yeah, Mike's taking the lead today, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's his turn to host because I got out of hosting because our water heater, our heater broke. And we had to cancel that high in the sky.
Yeah, well, we had to cancel it, but that was fun to wake up to. House freezing, and so we had to. That was the priority, not the podcast.
Getting warm.
Hey, Federico.
Hey, Federico's here.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Are you yawning?
Yeah.
We haven't even started.
Yeah,
we
it's
haven't even
2
hit
p.m.
the
That's
boring
late.
stuff yet.
I know, it's 2 p.m. I mean, really, we've been on Pacific time for the past 2 weeks, so.
The Salt Lake City Airport was crazy before we weren't here.
Luckily, yeah, we were not here.
Really?
We drove to our destination.
Yeah, flying scares me to no end now. I just know that as soon as I get on the plane, I'm going to get some sort of disease. COVID. But they have so much shit going on now. COVID.
1 second. I'm going to go close my mother's door so the TV volume doesn't come out here.
Okay. I mean, I didn't hear it, but I thought I was going to make a comment and make a joke about, oh, he must be listening for ghosts. It's always ghosts. I always bring ghosts into the situation.
Yeah. Yeah, well, ghosts is actually one of the things that a thing discovered. Ghosts.
It was ghosts. That's exciting.
Not real ghosts.
It's exciting.
Ghosts. Magnetic ghosts.
Well, to share with Federico and Jack while we're here waiting for Brandon, when we do we're going to do an astrology episode later this year.
Yes, you are far more experienced in
2023.
Yes, you are.
Federico will then you'll always be our elder,
He's always
elder
in the future.
Of the year.
He can tell
He's
us,
always in the future.
He can tell us stuff that
The distant future.
that has already happened. And we can play the Powerball.
He's like the mirror Galadriel.
Does it mean that Brandon's a time traveler
Don't have
because
to
he's
take a
always
drink
going
yet.
to different time zones?
What? Yeah.
Technically, yes.
All right, are we ready to do this?
Yeah, we're ready to do this.
All
I'm
right.
not the one that interrupted by leaving to go, monitor television.
Well, my
volumes.
mom just finished book 6 of Outlander, so now she's watching the series. So I have to make sure everything's closed.
Oh, okay, yeah. We stopped watching it, but it was not bad.
Yeah.
I watched the first season.
It was all right. I would like Claire to be a little bit more badass and less.
Mike, go.
Anyway, okay, go.
All right. Well, from the Cosmos with Cosmos Studios, welcome to Cosmos with Cosmos, and Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
We did it. We
Happy
made it to 2023. Some of us are even more experienced in 2023 than others. Looking at you, Federico. He's more experienced.
I know.
He says.
Those listening are going to be like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, well, that's the way it is for all
Yeah.
these.
Well, that's why Liz added things later.
That's true.
As always, I'm Mike.
I'm Liz.
And that's Brandon.
Brandon.
You got to give
Hey
him a
guys,
second.
I am not in Cosmos with Cosmos Studios.
Nope, he's live from Arizona, where it's a nice spring day.
Oh,
Yes,
beautiful.
always.
63 degrees and
Yeah.
rainy. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, here it's snowy.
Snowy.
Snowy
So
here.
It's snowy and cold, but
I think-
beautiful. It's like a post-white Christmas.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to get a lot of snow this week.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
all
that's
right.
exciting. That's not going to work then.
All right. So today is New Year's, obviously. So the
Obviously.
first day of 2023. But we're going to be talking about the year that was.
The
in
year
this.
of past
Mm.
of the past.
As we did in 2021 and 2020.
We must review all things that have happened, like everybody else.
Yes, but we'll focus more on 2022, the year that was in astronomy, and so we'll take a nice little trip down memory lane, the past 365 days, and see what happened. See what
I don't
discoveries
even
have been made.
remember what happened 2 weeks ago.
There-
Because of that
There
drink
was
you got
stuff-
there.
When I was making the list, there was stuff I'm like, oh shit, I thought that was like 2 years ago.
Right?
Yeah.
And so
That was this year? Wait, how long is this year? Or the last year
What
was?
year is it?
I don't know.
I gotta tell you, we're now in like Martian years now. Every year's
Yeah.
like a Martian year.
Yeah.
So
Just
all right,
just
so Brandon, what you drinking? I know
Hey.
I'm getting to it. What are you drinking, man?
So I am drinking the Nebula of Christmas Past,
Oh,
Looks
which
good.
is just one of my favorites. White Russian.
White Russian.
Nothing fancy in it this time,
Love
except
the
for
White
my
Russian.
Scout dog who's right next to me now.
Scout. You would have loved the gingerbread rum milkshake Mike made.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's the
Christmas.
one I chose too.
That was the hit. Apparently, Adam's favorite drink. My dad really liked it. I mean, it was good.
It's good.
It was good.
We made some good drink.
We did.
Liz, what are we drinking?
We are drinking Cosmic Bubblies,
Oh, I should pick mine up.
Yay!
Yeah.
which is an adult apple cider.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
And
Oh, that's not
Jack,
bad.
Jack is drinking a white chocolate mocha with raspberry syrup drizzle on the whipped cream.
That sounds good.
Oh, we made a chocolate roll over Christmas, which turned out a lot better than the
previous
first
one?
time that we made.
This is only our second one.
And
though,
the
so.
next time we're gonna do it, we're gonna add like a raspberry like syrup to it, or raspberry flavor.
Ooh, that'll be severely gluttonous.
Yes.
That's from my mom. So, all right. So as always, follow us on all the things. Drinking Cosmos at Twitter if you still want to do fucking Twitter. Cosmos with Cosmos on everything else. Follow us and rate us on everywhere where you get your podcast, iTunes,
Apples,
Spotify, all that kind of good fun stuff.
Anchor.fm.
Yep, and don't forget to join us in the Hangover, and let's promote some people.
Promote.
Yeah, let's promote somebody that we just saw.
We did just see her. She looks like me, shares DNA with me, and is my little sister.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, but it's secretly like a bunch of marsupials stacked on top of each other in a hilariously oversized trench coat.
But it's really two kids in a coat.
Oh, that's a Photoshop thing right there. All right, so yeah, Katie Davison, Wildixia on Etsy.
Wildixia.
Yep, and of course, Ron Proctor with the Mr. Proctor Show. I think he also has MrProctorShow.com. I think he also has one that says
I don't remember, yeah.
Proctor Show or Ron Proctor Sucks or something like that. But anyway, just go to MrProctorShow.com. And of course, our good friend Jack in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Join him, at least if you're there, join him in person at his planetarium. But also, you can check him out at rollingbluffsplanetarium.com.
Hey.
.com.
Yes. And of course, I think we've run out, but we're going to make some more next weekend. The Shot. Join us. Is it every other Wednesday, right?
Every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday for small portion sizes, shots of astronomy news and astronomy. Well, it's not really news, but astronomy stories and things like that. And so it's a lot of fun making those.
Yep. And I already know exactly what I'm doing for this next one.
Are we doing one or two?
We should do two, but anyway.
We should. Oh,
we have.
My God.
We have a week to figure it out, so I think I have two. And as always, we have rules.
Rules
Make
rules
the
are for
world.
nerds.
We are not punkers and their anarchy, and we have rules here. If a dog barks, take a drink. If there's a Star Wars reference, take a drink. If there's a Lord of the Rings reference, which we will suspend later on this month, and you'll see why, take a drink. So our rules are fun rules. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Let's get into this shit. What happened? What happened in 2022?
God, I don't know what happened in 2022.
Brandon, I think I'm going to pass
As
this to
the world
you because
turns.
this 365 times.
These are the days of our lives.
That was my grandma's
Luckily, no one's
story.
been had to go to a general hospital.
Oh my God! Are we just
Okay, let's keep going. How far can we take this?
What other ones?
Who
are
shot
there?
JR? I don't know.
Oh, in
Who
Dallas.
shot the SOS rocket up?
What was that? Something
Dallas.
Falcon. I don't know. Fuck
I
it.
don't know.
Whatever.
Jack said when you do a bunch of shots together, is that an astro flight?
Oh my goodness.
I like it.
This week on Astroflight.
Hey, Brandon.
But anyway,
Tell us
yeah.
about
So
Artemis
we had
1.
Artemis 1
Or-
was probably one of my two biggest events this year, probably in space and journal as well. So of course, if you don't know the news, the fucking launch worked.
It did.
It went off flawlessly after the third attempt. Went around the moon like 19 times, came back, and it was 19 hours.
It went
was
okay. I
beautiful.
was like, wait, what?
It
Way more than
also
19
it also launched a bunch of CubeSats.
Yeah, a bunch of CubeSats.
So it like pooped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pooped little
Little
satellites.
nuggets of space poop out there.
Little poops.
You know, it's like
I
the
don't know
Lou
what
Reed
that
song, Satellites of Love, but Satellites of Poop.
Satellites of poop. I want to call Artemis 1 now because I thought of it. Artemis the First.
Artemis the First, very nice. So in case you didn't miss it again, this rocket is taller, or I guess it was now, which is
Bigger.
exciting to say,
Better.
taller than the Statue of Liberty. It is a massive, huge rocket. It's the most powerful rocket launched since the Saturn V, the one that took us to the moon. And the cool thing about the Artemis, the space launch system, it was only delayed 6 years.
Only?
Well, technically, it only took 6 years longer than it should have. So it's not bad, really. Only a couple $1 billion over budget.
I mean, that's just par for the course. That's normal.
Unlike
what's a few billion between space friends?
Yeah, exactly. That's nothing.
Do we ever have anything that's on time?
Dominoes.
Are they?
Usually.
There was a mission recently that was actually on time in space. I forget what it was. I think it was on time and under budget too.
What?
What was it? It launched this year.
It was James Webb.
That seems
it was
like
a James Webb Space Telescope.
That seems like an astronomy miracle. On time and under budget.
But in any case, so the Space Launch System did try to launch 3 times. So the first one had a sensor issue. Thanks, friend of the show, Brandon. The second one had some fueling link issues. And then finally, at what was it, midnight basically, or something like that?
Yeah.
November 16th, it finally launched. Yeah, so it spent 14 days around the moon. 14 days around the moon.
14
and
days
they actually
around
had
the moon.
Yeah, and they had the live stream as well, so you can just tune in NASA and check out the Orion capsule go around the moon, and it was just chef's kiss.
That's cool.
It's gorgeous.
And that's right as of now, that's our only way for humans to go back to the moon with their feet, to put moon boots on the ground.
What on the ground?
Moon boots.
Moon boots on the ground.
Moon boots on the ground.
All right, and they want to do that in 2025, right?
I'm sorry, but I think that now, if we're going to have humans back on the moon by roughly 2025?
No, so 2025 is the idea of when we'll send people back to go around the moon, to go further out than any other mission did. And then later on that decade, maybe possibly landing on the moon.
Okay, so when they do, I think that they should bring actual moon boots. The children's moon boots.
Okay, I was going to say,
children from
on the moon?
From the 90s children toy moon boots.
Did that pass the technology readiness levels?
It's moon boots. Of course it did. It can go on the moon. They're for the moon.
Any
They're called
moon.
moon boots.
Any moon.
Any moon.
You can put
and then you can jump even maybe
Phobos.
higher.
Yeah, you can put them on Phobos.
Uh-huh.
Europa.
Yes.
Let's go look at some
Would we
alien
just
life
call
on
them
Europa.
Europa moons? The Europa boots at that point? Well, technically, it'd still be moon boots.
We're just gonna have it be
There's
generic.
still moon boots.
Moon
We
boots.
just want moon
still moon
boots.
boots. You're right.
Never thought we'd be bringing moon boots into the show, did we?
No,
You're welcome.
not at all.
Oh, that's true. But yeah, that was a fabulous moment in space flight this year, and I'm very excited that it worked.
It was a lot of fun to watch it launch, but then we almost did not get to see it splash down because we were
water
getting
heater or the heater. Why do I keep calling it water heater? We already dealt with that issue.
Yeah,
that
because we
heater.
fixed it as well this year. It also impacted a podcast, I believe. When
The guy just left our house after finishing
he-
repairing. We just rushed into the living room and turned it on. It was like
and it was
coming
coming
down.
and I mean, it was perfect timing. It was less than a minute from it actually splashing down, but we got to see it. But we had a great conversation with the heating guy
With
because
the heating
he's
repair
very
guy.
he's not very Utah-esque.
No.
And so he was telling us his ideas about space, and we didn't correct him. There were a few things.
Yeah, there were a few things that we were like,
That happens.
all right. But he was excited about space exploration and thought space was cool. And we were like, cool.
And he was going to go play video games with his girlfriend.
we should promote our podcast. Ah, damn it.
So it was really cool seeing it come down and splash down. And how long so it splashes down, but wasn't it like a 6-hour process to actually get it into the recovery boat?
Oh yeah, it takes a while. It would take less time when the people inside, but of course they're making sure everything works as the first practical run here.
Yeah.
It did take a hot second.
Yeah, it was. They drag it into this boat, or actually kind of up underneath and into this boat. That's kind of cool. All right, what else is going on with rockets and stuff like that?
Well, let me ask you this.
This is the Brandon part of the show.
Okay.
I didn't order the show. Somebody else did. So how many people, Liz, do you think are in space right now?
42 space people units.
42 space people.
Okay, no, I'm going to try and give a legitimate guess. Maybe like 10.
I was going to say 6.
I was going to say 8, but then I changed it to 10.
Liz got it spot on.
10?
There are 10 people in space right now.
Yes,
We, of course,
okay.
have 7 on the permanently inhabited since, I think, 2001 International Space Station, 1998, rather, International Space Station. But then there's 3 others aboard the Chinese space station. Because this year, the Tiangong became permanently crewed in June of this year. So now there are 2 space modules up in space with permanently inhabited modules. Very cool.
That's cool. Is what is there like a distance between the ISS and I'm not.
Yeah, so
how do
if you remember Gravity,
Tiangong?
of course, when Sandra Bullock went to the Chinese space module, because it was in the same orbit as space station. No, they're in different orbits.
Okay.
Beautiful movie.
Beautiful movie.
Okay, they're in
just
different
don't listen
orbits.
too hard.
And then so they won't like. Oh, will they pass by each other? Be like,
Well,
"Hi."
different inclinations and everything. I'm not sure. I have my doubts about it.
Yeah, everybody just waves
Just
to each
waves
other.
to each other
Yeah.
as they
Oh,
pass
hey, guys.
by.
It's like Top Gun. Yes,
I
I
mean,
don't have
that's
too much
cool.
information about that, obviously,
Are
because it's
the
Chinese.
are the Chinese are they gonna allow other countries?
Well, Russia's
people?
trying to get in on that since they're no longer interested in the space station, because capitalist pigs are trying to destroy their livelihoods or something like
Right,
that.
okay.
So they're going to try to
whatever.
partner with China, even though Russia doesn't have the funds. Roscosmos, the Russian space organization, they don't have the funds or the political motivation to do anything. They just want to not become more irrelevant than they currently are in space.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. They have ground conquests that they have their eyes on right now.
And they're not doing a very good job with it.
As if it's fucking the. Anyway.
Yeah, so that's China. Back here in this country, we have the Boeing Starliner, which finally successfully launched this last year after a couple years delayed. Again, everything in space is typically delayed a little bit, Starliner especially so. And this year, hopefully, in Q1, they will finally launch people to the space station. So successful launch for them, test launch, and hopefully good luck going forward.
Okay, that'd be good.
Yeah.
And is that the main method of getting people to the ISS is with Starliner?
That's one of the 2. Well, I guess one of the 3. So we have Starliner, we of course have SpaceX, Dragon, and then we have Russia as well.
Right.
Japan has a vehicle to get up there, but that's just for supplies, not for people rated.
Okay.
SpaceX they're gonna launch some people around the moon, right?
That's an idea, yes, because they have the Dear Moon project with that Japanese billionaire to send 6 people, 1 woman, 6 people around the moon, including everyday astronaut guy. I forget his name, but he's going, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's mainly like artists and stuff, right?
Isn't this like supposed to be some sort of like vacation or like a luxury trip or something?
It's like Ellie in Contact saying they should have sent a poet. That was the idea, is to send artists and poets. I don't think they're really sending artists and poets. I don't recall who, but yeah, the idea, I think it was probably next year, something like that, is to send people around the moon. That'll be delayed.
So we're gonna have like possibly a bunch of rich celebrities possibly die. Cool.
Well, to be fair, those
Brandon with a lot of
celebrities
hope. Yeah, it's gonna be delayed. I mean, track
Everything's
record for
delayed.
everything
Don't worry about that.
is delayed.
Except for one thing that was on time and under budget.
And we don't even know
We
what
don't
it
know
is.
what that was. It's 'cause
I
it was
don't
on time
remember
and
what it
under
was,
budget.
but it was a big moment. But yeah, so we talked about SpaceX there. They've also had a significant year. They've launched the most rockets of all time in a single year. They launched 61 rockets in a single year, and the vast majority of them were reused.
Yeah, I do like the reusability feature of the rockets.
Yeah. So, of course, most of that is due thanks to Glenn Shotwell, CEO of SpaceX.
Yes.
She's doing fabulous.
Keep the
But yeah, that was
megalomaniac
incredibly
away.
impressive. Yeah, 61 launches is incredible for any country, let alone one organization.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
kudos to them.
Man.
Did they have any that failed?
No, they had 100% success rate, I believe, this year.
Nice.
Wow, that seems
That's
crazy.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, especially considering Yeah, 61. That's a big number.
That is a big number.
So you would
expect... That's more than one a week.
That's true.
That's
Launch a rocket. It's insane.
Jack says Kim K in zero gravity may make her silicone move back to its original locations. I think a lot of that silicone might have been imported in.
Oh my god. I heard somehow
Anyway.
Kim K. Somehow I heard Kim Possible. And I got very confused.
Kim Possible?
I don't know.
Okay, 90s kid.
I need a drink. All right, so that's kind of apparently my section until we get somewhere else. Where are we going next?
We're gonna go
What happened in
Mars.
2022?
We're going to Mars. Exciting stuff. Was that all in 2022? With Mars? I'll let you continue, but wow.
Oh, okay.
What a long year this has been.
You see, I was gonna hand this off to you.
Scam dog.
But I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it. So, let's talk a little bit about Mars. They, of course, we all know about Perseverance on
Yes.
Mars, and but there is another rover called Curiosity, but also it's curious, isn't it? Yeah.
I make the same joke every time.
But the Perseverance rover has.
We're live. Stop banging around over there. Jesus.
I had to show people my dog.
Oh, I wasn't even looking.
I had to show people my dog.
All
my
right,
puppy.
so
Sorry.
Perseverance has a little helicopter there called Ingenuity.
Ingenious it is.
Yeah, so Perseverance is in Jezero Crater. Got there last year, right? 2021.
Jezebel.
That seems yeah. It's been there for something like 600 days. Perseverance. So that seems about like 2021. Sometime.
Yeah.
All I know is we had a big like Super Bowl party, super landing party,
yeah,
and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
That was fun.
but what they were expecting in Jezero Crater was a certain kind of rock called sedimentary rock, which forms in water.
We have that here on Earth.
We do. What they found was volcanic rock.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and so that was a surprise. And so Perseverance found that, and what we knew about this big feature in Jezero Crater that has a lot of olivine in it, which can form like,
Sounds cool.
volcanoes.
Olivine.
Olivine?
Is it green?
Yeah, and formed with in volcanic processes and stuff like that. It's about the size of South Carolina.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you
neat.
go.
I mean, I don't have anybody from South Carolina listening, but it's about as big as your state in South Carolina. But anyway, Perseverance rolled up into Jezero Crater and
Rolled up.
proved that it was volcanic in origin. So there was some question about that, whether it was that olivine was from volcanoes or from impacts. And Jezero, Perseverance proved it. But what it did find was that basically the lava was created first, and then water filled in.
Was there evidence of a volcano nearby, or do they know where that lava flow came from, or is it from
Doesn't say.
Doesn't
say. It could be.
Just
could
the
be
floor is
from,
lava?
Yeah, up underneath. Yeah. So, but anyway,
The floor is lava. Mars edition.
but a river basically filled in the crater to form a lake.
Okay.
So they know that there was water
There was
there.
water present.
But the rock, that's why they were expecting it to be sedimentary.
Okay.
But there is sedimentary rock that's there, and that's in that river delta that leads into into the big crater. And so one of the goals for Perseverance is to find not to find life, but maybe to find evidence of past life.
Yeah.
Like a leftover beer can on the side.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That type of thing.
satellite.
So, unfortunately, volcanic rock, igneous rock,
Igneous rock.
Yes.
is not very conducive to keeping any kind of like fossil record. Yeah. So, but sedimentary rock is, and Perseverance does have sedimentary rock samples, and so there's going to be a return sample.
Yes.
And
They're storing caches around, right? For
Yeah.
a future spacecraft to go.
Yes,
and
they
just,
are.
boop.
and it's there that you'll find the truth of whether or not there was.
If
truth is out there.
A future.
I have thoughts about that.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Also, Perseverance has recorded sounds on Mars, so that's kind of fun.
Ghosts?
No, we'll get into ghosts later.
No,
sounds.
Ghosts on Mars?
It has atmosphere, so sound waves propagate through the atmosphere, and you can record that. Yeah. Not only has Perseverance done that, but a little lander we'll talk about in a second called Insight actually did that as well.
What are the fun noises it's heard on Mars? The dust
like
devils
the wind blowing.
And just the wind, just the wind.
Yeah, but
blowing.
it's like really it's called infrasound, so it's really a low frequency sound, and so you record it, but then you have to CM Designs, but then you have to speed it up so our ears can hear it.
Oh.
Yeah, and so it's
it's like a reverse dog whistle.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But it's a little helicopter. Ingenuity took 19 flights this year.
Wow.
Yeah, 19 flights, and it flew 3,756 meters. Now I'll put this in American for you.
Thank you.
That is 12,323 feet. I'll even make it even more American for you, 2.33 miles.
Wow, okay.
So it flew
How long is that in Skittles?
It's a lot of Skittles. It is a lot of Skittles, but that's how far it flew this year.
Okay. We should get We can get an Ingenuity drone shot of our band Ghost on Mars, playing in Jezero Crater.
We would just look all apathetic and nonchalant.
Yeah.
Okay, it is 300,756 Skittles.
Oh, that's a good amount.
Wow, you just did that?
Yeah, because Skittles basically a centimeter.
That's a fancy physics man right there.
Yeah, 300,756 Skittles.
How high? Do you know how high Ingenuity has flown?
It's about like 10 meters.
It's pretty good.
30 feet.
Yeah. I don't recall the exact amount, but you see the videos. It goes up pretty high. It's neat.
Yeah, so 30, 40 feet typically. And remember, this is only a proof of concept.
Yeah, this is just like, hey guys, I have an idea. Let's try out a helicopter on Mars.
Yeah,
all right.
And it's a really big helicopter, too.
And we're only going to do it like a few times, and then we'll call it a day. You know?
That was fun.
It can then retire. But it's done something like 37, 38, 37 or 38 flights. It was only supposed to do with you, and then there's...
I mean, if it works, keep flying it.
Yeah, and it's all automated. It does it itself.
We really, I'm not sure this is going to sound, but I want like a holiday for all these space programs that last like 10 years longer than they were supposed to. It was meant for 19 flights, but 38 flights later, it flew its 39th flights.
That seems to be a good track record with our Mars vehicles so far.
Find some wood to knock on. But yeah, it's great.
Does IKEA particle board count?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Curiosity is still there, still plugging away.
Curiosity's still there.
Still being curious.
Still
in Gale Crater.
Solving the mysteries of Mars.
It's detected some organic compounds. Now, before you get all excited, organic compounds doesn't mean life.
No.
Because there's also geological processes that can make them as well.
We need another real-life rule that every time NASA discovers organic compounds on Mars, we take a drink.
Oh, God, we'd be drunk.
There's organic compounds everywhere.
Yeah, we'd be constantly drunk. But anyway, methane variability, which is...
Farts.
Mars is
Something's farting on Mars.
Yeah, the whole thing about methane is... It's pretty interesting that... All right, so I know we've said this before in podcasts. We've done like 1,000 of these things. But anyway, cows are notorious for making methane. Life on Earth is notorious for making methane. So when you do have... and methane doesn't last long before ultraviolet light breaks it down.
It just kind of poots out.
Or peters out. It's... Yeah, and so if you have methane that's being replenished, it might be signs of life. Who knows? And so I'm not going that far to say that, but the variability of it, methane on Mars, that seasonal methane on Mars is really quite interesting. And so we'll see what happens with that. Also on Mars, we have the InSight lander, not a rover. So it actually landed and didn't rove around or anything like that. InSight stands for Interior Exploration Using Seismic Investigations.
I was also going to make a tardigrade joke, Jack.
And heat transport. So...
That's...
Yeah, the T stands for tardigrades.
Why?
Yeah, and so basically...
So which comes first? The anagram or the actual name?
Typically, it's the name that they say, this is a cool sounding name because it's an InSight. They look interior to Mars, and then they finagle the right words.
Then they have
and they're literally NASA rocket scientists, so they can figure out some names once in a while.
They can figure out words.
Geodesy, sure.
Yeah, anyway, it was launched in May of 2018. Its end of mission occurred on December 21st.
On this winter solstice.
So a toast.
To InSight. To those we lost.
Table. As long as you get it in there. And so its goals were basically to determine the size of the core of Mars. Basically,
it was looking down.
It was looking
instead
down.
of looking up and kind of just
looking down
the surface.
This time.
It was getting in there.
It wasn't outside.
It's like we want to know what's inside.
Exactly.
How's that bubble?
I know we did. We did.
So basically, it was looking at the crust, the mantle, thermal state of the interior, all kinds of stuff. Picking up Mars quakes.
I mean, that's cool. That is something that's a cool feature on Mars, is the Mars quakes.
Yeah.
And it caught, over 300 Mars quakes as well?
Yeah.
And the thing about Mars is it doesn't have plate tectonics. It doesn't have...
No, it's not
plates
shifting
of
around.
crust shifting around.
But you want to know what's really cool about some of these?
What's
some of
that?
them caused by meteorites.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
Slamming
slamming
in fact,
into the
in
surface.
2021, so not this year, but 2021, last year at this point, it recorded 4 meteorite impacts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one of which they were able to, I guess, measure and find out where it hit and take a picture of it.
Yeah, and they found
they
found the
cool
impact.
Pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really neat to have that. I mean, stupid Mars dust covering up solar panels.
I know, right? Okay, so I have this as the 4th bullet point, but it kind of it falls under this Mars quake thing, and I don't know if this was caused by just a regular Mars quake or if from an impact. But what InSight, it recorded a Mars quake, and it was recording the waves of this Mars quake as it goes through
doing a little seismography.
Yes, exactly. And it found evidence. Potential evidence for molten rock beneath the surface, which is completely unexpected.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be have a cooled core, right?
Yeah, so the core is supposed to be solid, but this is up near the surface, so it is pretty close to the surface, but it potentially there's some molten rock up underneath the surface, and it was because it measured these Mars quakes.
Wow, what would be generating the heat for that?
I don't know. I'm sure that there's some thoughts, but
going all back to seeing designs.
Yeah, and so we talked about ghosts quite a bit, but actually there is a discovery from InSight, and they call them ghosts, and basically this goes back to the core. The core is solid now, but a long time ago. It wasn't solid. It was a liquid core.
As the planet was coming together, new baby Mars.
Yeah, and
before it took its fiber.
It had electrical currents going through that. And anytime that you have electrical currents, you're creating magnetic fields. And so thankfully, we have that here on Earth. But for Mars, some of that magnetic field got imprinted into parts of the crust. And so there are ghost magnetic fields from a long time ago.
That's super cool.
Wild. I can't even understand how that happens. But that's
It's
cool.
not for us to understand. I guess it is, technically. Now it is.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of iron. There's a lot of iron in Mars. And so iron is really susceptible to magnetic fields. Hence the iron shavings that you always have with the little
Etch-a-sketch.
Yeah, that type of thing.
I never knew that was iron as a child. And it sounds like a very unsafe toy now.
Oh.
At least it wasn't mercury.
Or lead.
Yeah.
Or lead.
That's true.
I remember as a kid, like, oh man, Mom, I don't feel good, and she take your temperature, and it was a mercury thermometer, and you didn't think anything of it. And if it broke, you could push the mercury around, not knowing
Oh, it's the best.
you're gonna die and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, I like mercury. It's cool.
I mean, Mike turned out to be a well-rounded individual. No harm came.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But also, before InSight passed, it measured things like weather fronts, dust storms, infrasound, as we talked about with Perseverance, but also dust devils. The interesting thing about the dust devils, though, is it never took a picture of a dust devil.
Really?
It used its. It was always inferred from the data it was collecting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I believe Perseverance recently got a really good video of a dust devil too.
We should make like a little a cleaner bot to send there, so it can just drive around and then brush off the
Dustbuster?
solar panels,
Oh.
for rovers. It's like
wipers.
just a little like butler house cleaning bot.
Yeah.
A maid on Mars. You can call it Mom.
Hey,
although we
that
already
was
have
solid.
anyone.
What's that called? Oh, it's a maid on Mars. That's good. That's really good.
You want to tell us about DART?
I can tell us about DART.
But make sure to do the first line.
Oh. It worked.
Oh, it
DART,
worked really well,
DART,
too.
Double asteroid redirection test.
Mm-hmm.
What else could we come up with for DART? No, I won't think about that now anyway. There you go.
What did it do?
Well, the great thing about DART is we spent a lot of money making this big spacecraft that then we were going to destroy. Purposely destroy, because it slammed into this moon
Excellent.
Of an asteroid. I love that asteroids have moons. I think that's really cool. And you have Didymos is the asteroid, and Dimorphos is the moon. And these asteroids are like rubble piles. So it's like loosely stuck together clumps of rock and pebbles and that kind of thing. So we basically were like, hey, you know how all the dinosaurs were wiped out by an asteroid impact? And we have all those movies about asteroids impacting and dying, and we send, celebrities off to go save the world and shit. What if we actually try to move an asteroid out of the way? Or to move an asteroid. And that was the goal, was to send
That doesn't
this
sound possible.
spacecraft, to like slam into an asteroid to see if we could basically nudge it. Just give it a little
Boop, boop.
boop.
Little space
And that
boop.
way we can change its orbit, and that would hopefully, cause an asteroid to not hit us in the future. And it worked. We nudged the moon of this asteroid and completely changed its orbit, and changed its orbit more than we thought we were going to change its orbit, because not only do you have the force of the impact, you have the debris that came off that also acted as propulsion for it.
Yeah, there were a lot of cool pictures.
And it was just cool. The shots of it like getting closer and closer
That
to
was
the
fun. That was
surface
another thing that
until
we
it was
watched.
just like no more shots to be had because it's smashed.
That was so cool watching that, though.
Oh, in real time, you can see it closer and closer. And then it got so close, I couldn't think it can get any closer. And then it
I know.
did.
And then it got closer, and it's like, oh god.
So how much
It's gonna
did we
hit.
change it? How much did we change the orbit?
Let's see. So prior to impact, Dimorphos orbited Didymos every 11 hours and 59 minutes. After the impact, that was shortened to 11 hours and 23 minutes.
Dang.
32 minutes.
Yep, 32 minutes. Shaved off 32 minutes of its orbit, which is significant. And if you hit this asteroid, if an asteroid's coming in and you hit it well off into the distance, you're going to change its trajectory. Mm-hmm. And remember, we said this in a previous episode. You just need it to miss the Earth by 7 minutes. That's all you need.
7 minutes, literally, of terror.
Yes. So that's a good sign of the impact we can have.
Oh,
hey, God. Nice.
With our technology.
Nice. I'll drink to that.
Impact there.
There we go. Yeah. Cheers to. And so this is just like a first. Basically, this was just a first proof of concept, just like Ingenuity, proof of concept. And so, if an asteroid is made of iron and not a rubble pile, or different things, we'll need to have something stronger or whatever. But this gives a good indication of what is needed for. Just to make a little bit of change.
Yeah, and of course, this wasn't the first time we had a satellite boop an asteroid. What happened to the satellite we sent to Halley's Comet? Did we just destroy that in the comet, or did that just become space debris?
I don't
recall
about this.
I thought space debris. I don't think we impacted it.
That sounds right. But yeah, 67P with Rosetta, that one had the rover, actually not the rover, a lander land on the asteroid.
Yeah.
We had another one. Also, I think it happened this year. Harpoon itself to the asteroid, collect debris, and fling itself back to Earth afterwards. I think that happened this year too.
That happened this year?
Sounds about right.
I don't know, but I
vaguely think it was either this year or 2021.
Right.
But
I mean, asteroids maybe they're not, I would say, for most people, for the general public, like the most exciting thing in the solar system, is just a bunch of rocks flying around out there. But they're kind of our biggest threat other than ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it's really good to be seeing all these different missions that are going to asteroids to not just learn about them, but then also be like, hey, let's try saving the planet just in case.
Yeah. All right, let's move away. Like really far away for this next one.
Are we gonna finish our drinks here? Is that what's gonna happen?
Because of the name.
I'm cold. I have my solar system blanket.
All right.
Nice.
Because of the name, Brandon, do you want to take this one?
I say we let the rule go.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Lord of the Rings rule is suspended.
For this
thank
one.
God. All right, Mike, go
section.
for it. Take us home here.
What?
Go for it.
All right. So the most distant star ever discovered.
The light of our most beloved star. I'm taking advantage of this.
Uh-huh.
All right, so this was discovered. All right, so we'll let you do the color commentary of Lord of the Rings. So this was discovered by the Hubble Space Telescope, so not James Webb.
2,000 years ago.
Oh, Arendelle. I thought I said his name.
No, you never said his name.
It's called Arendelle.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is the most distant star ever discovered by the Hubble Space Telescope, and this star. This star is 12.8 billion light years away.
And the universe is 13.8 billion light years old.
Yeah, so the universe was really 900 million to 1 billion years old.
It's a baby universe.
Yeah, it's a baby universe. And so the previous record was a star that was 8.8 billion light years old.
Wow, that crushes it.
So this is significant.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to clear something up here. The Hubble Space Telescope and James Webb can't actually take a snapshot of a star that is that distance away. So it needs a little bit of help.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't have the resolution to do that. So it was discovered...
It needs some kind of fellowship to help him out.
Hence why the rule is suspended.
But as long as the company is true. All right, so it was discovered with the help of gravitational lensing. Mm-hmm. And so between us and the galaxy that actually has this star, there's a very massive galactic cluster in between us and it. And the light from that galaxy, from that star, gets lensed, gravitationally lensed. Bent around. And it appears brighter. But still, we need a perfect kind of setup where this star actually is perfectly aligned with us and that foreground galaxy galactic cluster, and its brightness gets brightened like thousands of times, allowing the Hubble Space Telescope to actually see it. And it's a transient event, and it and so the star is moving around the center of the galaxy. So we were just at the right time,
right place.
At the right place.
Right technology.
So that galaxy with the gravitational lensing is really acting as the mirror Galadriel, allowing the Hubble to see deep into the future, or the past rather.
Yes.
In
this case, the past.
Make sure I was on the right page.
All right. So this star itself is about 10s to 100 times the mass of the sun, so it's a massive star. So that star is no longer here.
No.
That star.
That star would have
long time ago
yeah?
went supernova. And so it wasn't at these stars don't live long. And so it wasn't one of the first stars in the universe. But it was one of the first stars to it was one of the first groups of stars to explode and start
and seed the universe with the elements that led to us, to you and me.
I didn't know what you were going to do with your nose, but bones and gold rings and
the iron in your blood.
Yes.
Which means which then just adding on to that material spread out in all directions of its surroundings. So materials that go into what we know of as life came our way, but also went out other directions.
Yep. And so if life can be here, it can be anywhere. So you might be wondering, why in the world are we doing Lord of the Rings references for this?
Because it's called Arendelle.
Yeah, but the guy who discovered it is a huge Lord of the Rings nerd, and so he named it after the half-elf mariner who carried a heavenly jewel into the sky in the Silmarillion. So,
I also want to point out, if it was named after an elf, there'd be an issue because the star exploded. But because it was a half-elf, it had a lifespan, just like the star did.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, so
technically the elves have a lifespan too, but we'll get into that later.
Okay.
In a few weeks.
Show your cuffs to the camera.
Oh my goodness! So first of all, this is a really cool Christmas gift. You look in here, it's all Lord of the Rings stuff, and then the cuffs have, yes,
yeah,
very cool.
The two cuffs to rule them all.
So on the 29th, we're going to have a podcast called Tolkien's Universe, if Brandon is available and not traveling.
Yes.
Otherwise, we will push it. So
otherwise, it'll be pushed. But
thank you.
This will be like a 5-hour show where we just talk about Lord of the Rings.
A 3-hour show.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Hey!
Hey, Brandon's sister.
Hey.
Perfect timing.
All right. So let's speaking of stars, and this star went supernova, right?
Big bada boom.
The big time boom a long time ago.
A long bada time ago.
It may have created a black hole. So let's talk about a couple of black hole bits of news that occurred in 2022. 2022. Yeah, we're in.
We're now in 2020. We have the hardest time as humans just making that switch to a
Yeah, we do. The closest black hole has been discovered. It was discovered in 2022. And the Milky Way is estimated to have about 100 million black holes.
It's a lot of black holes.
That's a lot of black holes.
Luckily, it's a good thing space is real big. Otherwise, that's not a good thing.
And as I'm assuming Brandon added this, millions and millions of black holes.
But you gotta say it right.
Well, it's like millions and millions.
We don't have auto-tune in our voices.
Yeah. But they're all free, right? Millions and millions of peaches.
Millions of peaches.
Yeah.
No, the black hole.
Oh,
okay.
oh.
Wait, I don't know. Wait, what are you thinking?
Okay,
Never mind.
yeah.
Let's move on.
Anyway, the song.
All right, so astronomers used a Gaia spacecraft data sets to actually find the black hole. So they found it in the data itself, and
in the data.
Imagine. The black hole itself is in a binary system with a sun-type star, and this has got astronomers excited because the black hole has about a mass of 10 solar masses, and these types of setups where you have a black hole and a sun-type star really aren't
going to work out for the sun-type
star?
star?
No, they're very rare.
Oh, okay.
So they probably don't work out most of the time.
Yeah. For the sun-like star.
And how the system was formed is not really known.
So is the black hole, giving little tugs on that star? Is there any indication of it, or is it at a stable orbit?
That's exactly how they found it, because these.
Okay, so it's starting to. Be
right.
like...
No. Okay, I'll tell you. The sun and the star and the black hole, they take about 6 months to go around each other. So the black hole is too far away to actually pull.
Oh, so it's okay.
Matter off of the star, but what it can do is it can as the star gets pulled around the black hole, we see it make these little tiny circles kind of in the sky, and so we can see it's not going a straight line. It's not going a straight line. It's this little helix motion, and so
we can see that. So we still see the gravitational effects of the black hole on the star, but it's not in the way that we would expect as far as the black hole eating.
Oh yeah, it's not eating it.
Feeding.
No. Yeah. So and so
its prey is just out of reach.
Yeah, to strip stuff off of that star. But this is in a way how we find other objects that have that we just can't see, but we see its effects on other things. Like this is one way that you can find exoplanets. It's not the most efficient way to find exoplanets, but you can find them because it'll tug on the star and the star.
And you've got the planet hunters on your shirt.
I do. Merry Christmas to me, Planet Finders.
That's a cool one.
The black hole is only 1,570 light years away. That's a little
close. That's a little close.
Yeah, but that made me
a little close.
All right, so if you could go out and you looked at the star you can see, the light that enters your eyes obviously left that star 1,570 years ago. And I was like, that's pretty close in history.
Yeah.
And the light that enters your eyes left that star 23 years before the Roman Empire fell, which I just think is really cool.
That's cool. Wow.
I guess that depends how you define the collapse of the Roman Empire, because we can, of course, get business in.
All right, well, this is the collapse of the Western Empire. And so...
The main Roman Empire, not when it splits.
This is...
It's already collapsed.
This is when there were no more Roman emperors ruling from Italy.
There are near zero emperors. That's right. That was a reach, guys. I'm sorry.
23 years. Wow.
Yeah, 23 years before the Roman Empire fell.
Huh. That was only 1,500 years ago?
Yeah, roughly.
God, that seems... Anyway.
476 or something like that?
This system's song is Black Hole Sun. This is a perfect black hole sun.
Black hole sun.
Well, that's all you can do.
What?
So that's all you can do.
Yeah. Black hole. All right. In other black hole news, Sagittarius A star.
Hey, that's ours.
Yes, had its picture taken this year. So,
Wow.
Oh.
I mean, technically, the other black hole is ours as well. It's in our galaxy, but this is our big one. This is our supermassive
This is the mama black hole.
Yeah, this black hole has a mass of 4.3 million times that of the sun. So the previous black hole was, I don't know, something like 10 times the mass of the sun. So
this is a big one. Super massive.
Yeah, black hole.
Nice.
And so the Event Horizon telescope actually took its picture. And, it's not like you take a camera, hook it up to the back of a telescope, and go,
don't move, say cheese.
Don't move, yep, say cheese. It's actually this big process. They have, they used 8 radio telescopes. So telescopes, these big radio dishes from all around the world, 8 of them. And
they all came together.
Yep, they were connected, and they use interferometry, so the light waves come in and they interfere with each other, and you're able to see, some important information or whatever you're looking at. In this particular case, we're looking at Sagittarius A star. The previous picture that they took was of the black hole in M87, which is a really big
galaxy,
elliptical galaxy, and that supermassive black hole is even much bigger than our own. And so,
is there been do we know if there's a correlation between black hole mass and galaxy size?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
I think it's the more massive the black hole, the bigger the galaxy.
The more massive the black hole, the more junk in the trunk. Got it.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what they say about the size of those black holes?
So it's not an easy thing to just take a picture of our black hole. It's easier actually to take it of M87.
Right. Yeah, it's harder to get a selfie.
It's harder to get the selfie. There's a lot of dust between us and the center of the Milky Way. That black hole is 27,000 light years away.
That's a big distance.
And it's small, angular size. So it's really tiny. It's like looking at a donut on the surface of the moon. So tiny. There's also a lot of gas that is swirling around this black hole, and that could interfere with taking a good picture of it. But they were able to actually get this picture, and they discovered a couple things. They discovered that the gas is not as chaotic as they thought it was, going around the center of the black hole. The center of the galaxy, the gas here in our galaxy takes minutes to go around the black hole. In M87, it's days, and so it's just not as chaotic at M87 as it is here.
Okay.
But they found that that swirling gas wasn't as chaotic as they thought. They also found that it perfectly matches exactly what Einstein's general theory of relativity predicted.
Of course it does.
So Albert
Einstein
proven again. Yeah. All right. So you should look it up. It looks like a donut.
It does look like a donut.
All right.
Does look like a donut.
I'll let you talk about the next one.
An orange glazed donut.
So much stuff happened this year.
So much has happened. We still have more things?
Yes.
I know.
Yeah, we have like 16 more things.
And we don't have a lot of time. So
God.
Talk.
You're pretending to be Beastie Boys. Let's do this.
I'll pretend I know what I'm talking about here. Okay. This year, was this just, I don't know anything about this.
Right,
was this just discovered this year?
No, we all right. So the sun is in the middle of this part of the galaxy called a local bubble. Okay, and so you can look over the next section.
Okay.
And so it's in the center of the local bubble. It's this huge cavity of hot, at the edges of hot, kind of rarefied gas. And so we're just kind of in this little tiny void in the middle of it. And it's called a local bubble. And they thought that supernovae were responsible for creating it. And there were some astronomers last year in 2022 who studied the proper motion of stars, so how they're moving through the galaxy, and they were able to say, yes, it was supernovae that created a local bubble. In fact, it was 14 to 20 of them, and it happened about 14 million years ago.
Cool.
That seems like not enough supernovae.
Well, I mean, the shockwaves.
Big...
If they're all kind of going off at the same time, and they're all kind of right here together, then yeah, I can see where that would make. Obviously, it did make a big bubble. Yeah, and so so obviously it was not the sun that went supernova to create this. In fact, the sun was not anywhere near it. It was about 1,000 light years away, 14 million years ago, and so it was not in this void. It actually entered the void about 5 million years ago.
That's where it all went wrong.
This is where it all went wrong. And it just so happens that we're kind of in the center of it now.
Oh, okay. We're in the eye of the storm, the gas storm.
Yeah, it's the eye of the storm. Yeah, so it's very calm. Very calm now.
Wow. What's it going to be like when we start to leave the eye?
I assume the sun stuff is going to sweep it out of the way. Not a big deal.
Yeah, we're just going to a region that has more gas in it.
Okay. All right.
Now we need to in memoriam.
Well, there's just this one, not the next one, but just this one. Another in memoriam. Oh, no.
Liz.
Look, it's been a while since we've done an episode. All right. Okay. In memoriam. Cheers to...
Oh. Sorry.
Sophia. The telescope on a plane. In fact, you can check out our shot episode on Sophia, presented by yours truly. Up now on YouTube and
so you don't even need this.
Your podcast. Sophia is, not like I remember everything from it, but it's a 106-inch infrared telescope that flew on a Boeing 747. It flew in the sky and looked at the universe, which I think is just really the most creative, coolest way to have a telescope. Like, I mean... It flies at a very high altitude because the less atmosphere in your way, of course, the more you can see. It's going to be colder. I mean, it's like it's a great place to have a telescope because you can fly it where the weather's good, and you can bring it in and you can repair things, you can update things on it. So it was a really creative way to deal with a lot of issues that ground-based or space-based telescopes have. And it first flew on April 26, 2007, and its final flight was September 29th, 2022. Flights were usually about 10 hours in length, and it studied like everything, basically. Star birth and death, formation of new solar systems, identification of complex molecules in space, planets, comets, and asteroids in our solar system, nebulae, galaxies, celestial magnetic fields, black holes at the center of galaxies. I mean, it did a lot of science in all those years, and it will now spend its retirement at the Pima Air and Space Museum in Tucson.
Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah.
So if you happen to be there?
Yeah, so if you go there, then you can go and you can fucking see this really cool-ass telescope that flew around the world on a plane doing science.
All right, you know what I think we ought to do? I think we ought to talk about James Webb in The Hangover.
Oh.
Yeah, because, I mean, sure.
The biggest thing to happen in 2022?
It was the biggest thing. All kinds of amazing pictures that came out from it.
I'll drink to that.
I love your sister, Amber.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. All right.
Welcome to hang out with us anytime you want.
So yes, it was the biggest news of the year, astronomy-wise. Arguably the biggest news of the year, because I mean, you could have people that say, no, the whole thing I'm working on is bigger news, but And so, but there were a lot of other things that happened as we all heard about in the past hour. So why don't we talk about James Webb and The Hangover?
Yeah. And I can let my dog out because she is pouting real hard right now at me.
Okay, yeah, Jack was pouting at us too, dog Jack. Although, I don't know, Jack could be pouting at us from over there.
So thanks for joining us here at Cosmos with Cosmos. And definitely join us for The Hangover next, but also in a couple of weeks where we have a January High in the Sky. That will be on the 15th of January. And of course, check out the shot and everything, and everybody have a great couple weeks. Have a great, safe and amazing 2023, and don't get COVID.
Yeah. And I'll see you for Tolkien's Universe because I'll be out for the next one.
All right, so cheers everybody. Bye.
See you in a few minutes.
Well, if you're with us now, stick around. We'll be right back with the
And we can roast Brandon some more.
Yes.
Hey,
All right.
welcome back. Where Brandon realizes he probably should have invited his sister on the show today, but he just, didn't think about it.
You know what? She's on the show, okay? She's on the show now.
Oh,
in
and
the
she was
chat.
apparently the highlight. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, if you joined us for the first half of our show, we talked about the year that was
2022.
Yeah, 2022, and all the amazing things that happened. It was more than just the James Webb Space Telescope.
Yeah, because we didn't even talk about that shit. We're doing that shit here.
There were pictures of black holes, and rovers did stuff, and helicopters
Asteroids around.
We
Helicopters
hit
on Mars,
asteroids.
ghosts on Mars, maids on Mars, abuelas on Mars.
By the way, Jack. So he had a great name for the maid on Mars. It was the Astro Beautification Utilized Energy Lengthening Apparatus, also known as the abuela.
And her duster. It's
For
great.
cleaning off the solar panels of robots on Mars.
Yes.
That's great. All right, Brandon, since you wrote most of this, why don't you tell us about James Webb and what all it has?
All right.
What an amazing 360 days.
So originally, when I had these notes, we were talking about the SLS Artemis 1, and at the end of it, I had nice segue to James Webb, and then of course things got changed, which works out, because basically the nice segue was this. Hey, Scout. I, of course, love rockets. Space Launch System, the Falcon 9, the Atlas, all these rockets are fantastic. But I actually don't care about the rockets. What I care about is what is on top of the rocket and what they deliver into space. And so in 2022, the best thing that was delivered into space was the JWST, the James Webb Space Telescope.
Yes.
It is, again, the successor to the Hubble Space Telescope. It doesn't do visible light. It does infrared. Which is quite handy because it wants to look far in the past. And far in the past, things are moving away from us, so they're redshifted in the spectrum. So they're naturally in the infrared. So visible light can't see that, which is where the James Webb comes into play.
Because Hubble's just a visual
but
light.
To get those images, a zillion different things had to go perfectly correct in order for it to work. So it was launched on Christmas of 2021. But that was the easy parts. After it was launched, it had to get directly into the L2 orbit, the Lagrangian 2. This is a point of gravity between three bodies, massive bodies, the sun, the earth, and the moon in this case, and it just kind of sits there. And so it doesn't have to use too much fuel to push it around to make it stay stable. So the launch went off so perfectly, the mission has been able to be extended. So originally it was a 5-year mission. But because of the perfect launch, it's a 10, 15, 20-year mission now.
Yeah.
Which is
I've heard possibly even longer.
I've heard 25 plus, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like 10 years minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, Hubble's been up there what? When
Since
91,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
91, so 32 years in for 2023. So, yeah, I mean, can you imagine, and all the incredible stuff it's discovered in those years.
Yeah.
Imagine what James Webb, if it has 32 years.
Yeah.
And already the images, we'll get to the images that it's already taken, and just fucking phenomenal. But my God, so once it got to the L2, this is what 2022 kind of showed us what it might do for space, because there were over 300 single points of failure for this telescope to unfurl, to get its sun shield up in place, to get the mirrors unfolded out, and to align them perfectly to within 1/1,000,000th of a meter. Every single point went perfectly, flawlessly. I was honestly expecting it for something to go wrong. I was expecting it to fail.
You do, and we do. I think just like I don't know, like a natural thing. Something's gonna go wrong. Like it's a movie almost, and you're like, okay, what's the twist? What's gonna happen? And then
It's not like there's a second James Webb.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite shows is The West Wing, which ended in like 2002.
Oh, that's a
something
great
like
show.
that.
Great show.
And in The West Wing, they actually mentioned the James Webb launching in 2006. So we talked about the SLS being delayed. The James Webb is just the poster child for delays and over budget.
Yeah.
But it works. Holy shit!
It works amazingly. And what was another worry was also because with Hubble, it was broken. It didn't work at first and was like, oh shit. But we had it in a place where the astronauts on the ISS could access it and go and fix the problem.
Not on the ISS, no, on the space shuttle.
On the space shuttle, they could go and they could fix the problem. Whereas James Webb, it's too far away.
Yeah. And tangentially related, they're currently doing a feasibility study, taking a Falcon 9 to push Hubble up in the higher orbit to extend its lifetime, which is super cool.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The zombie telescope.
I mean, I think that would be fantastic.
It's worth a try.
I mean, why not, I mean, Hubble has done such great work and still does great work, and to have also the visual light aspect up there, represented, I think is important to keep that as long as possible because...
but really quick, back to the James Webb as well, to give you an idea of the size of this thing. So the sun shield is the size of a tennis court. It's huge. In space. It's 4 stories tall between the bottom and the top of the thing. And the mirrors themselves are 21.5 feet in diameter.
I mean, it's just...
There's 18 of them, too.
I mean, it's this huge structure that we've just sent out to hang out in space.
And like Federico just said, with all these 300 points of single failure working, it did slowly become boring because everything was working. But that is the best thing, is when a feat of engineering marvel is boring and it's working.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you want to be to be boring, Other things we can problem solve and have that fun with, but we want this to be...
So remember, let's see, what were the first images you remember from the James Webb this year?
I mean...
The ones that like really stand out in your mind.
Carina, pillars.
Yeah, the
Carina.
pillars.
Oh, the pillars. It's like going from, 4:3 on your CRT TV to like suddenly high definition 4K images, and it blows you.
The whirlpool. What one? The spiral galaxy. Was that the whirlpool?
Oh, that was the Phantom Galaxy.
Was that the Phantom? Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then,
the Eldon Galaxy.
And then
Deep Field. It's Deep Field. I mean, basically, it's
all
all
of them. All of them.
And this is less than a year's worth of images from the James Webb. As we learn how to fully utilize it and how we can push it further than we really anticipated, we're going to get things like the Hubble showed us that blew our minds in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
We've already
sniffed
sniffed the atmosphere of an exoplanet.
I know. It's just...
And this is all in 6 months.
Yeah.
6 to 7 months.
I mean, back when we were all working together in Planetarium, we would give shows and talk about this potential James Webb telescope that can sniff the atmosphere by the exoplanets.
And it's done it.
It's happening. Is this the neatest thing?
Yeah.
This is when we're in the future.
Yeah, and this is where you look like James Webb is going to look at these planets, sniff its atmosphere. For some of these, it's going to discover that there's methane.
Be like, whoo.
Yeah. Yeah, but then the question becomes: is there life there? And so it's going to rewrite.
Well, then by sniffing the atmospheres, they can see how that atmosphere is changing over time, or if it changes over time, and then we can learn so much based on how our atmosphere changes, or what we know about how atmospheres work.
It really is the next generation of telescopes, James Webb. It's fabulous.
It is. I'm excited about it. I can't. Yeah.
So that's 22. What we got coming up next year? What do we have to look forward to?
Well, this first one. This first one's kind of my favorite one. So this is a European Space Agency craft probe, whatever you want to call it, that they're going to launch.
A crafty probe.
Yeah. In April. It is known as the Jupiter Ice Moons mission, also known as JUICE. JUICE. So it's going to launch hopefully in April, and
you juiced up for it?
I'm juiced up.
Do we know what it's supposed to launch on?
I do not, but it's with the European Space Agency. I bet it is not on a.
Okay, because last year they were supposed to launch the mission with that held. I forgot his name. Oh, I'm going to think of it. It's supposed to go to Mars. Anyway, they were supposed to launch in 2022, but they were launching it on a Russian rocket, and they had to cancel that.
Oh, yeah, that was the Mars rover.
Yeah, what's her name? I can't believe I forgot her name.
I can't remember. We just watched a video
DNA.
that brought it up, too.
I was looking at something else.
Oh, okay.
DNA, not Watson and Crick, but the actual person discovered it. Oh my God, did we forget her name? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know you're talking about, but I don't know if I ever knew her name, or I've heard her name, but I don't remember her name.
Yeah, I was working on this outline.
Chat Google.
This is gonna kill me. I don't want Watson.
All right. Well, while you're looking at that, I can talk about some eclipses.
Wait. Do we know exactly what juice?
Rosalind Franklin. God damn it.
That's right. Okay, Rosalind Franklin. Yes. Okay. Do we know what juice is gonna be?
It's going to the Galilean moons of Jupiter.
Is it just doing observations?
The juicy moons.
Oh yeah. As far as I know, it's going to be.
Them.
I don't have a lot of information about this, but I think it is just it's an orbiter, so it's going to be doing that type of thing.
All right.
So I don't think it's going to be a lander.
Okay, cool. Studying those moons.
Speaking of moons, our moon.
Oh.
Our moon and the sun.
Ours?
There's going to be some various eclipses of throughout the year. There on April 20th is a hybrid solar eclipse. That's where, depending on where you are in the path of totality, it will either be a total eclipse or it will be like an annular eclipse.
Oh,
so
that's interesting. I think I'd rather see the annular. Well, we saw an annular eclipse, right? Is that in 2017?
No, that was total.
Was that total?
That was a total one.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to be visible in the southern Indian Ocean in Western Australia. So if you're over in Australia, check that out. Also, Australia is getting a lot of eclipse action this year. A couple weeks later, on May 5th, is a penumbral lunar eclipse that'll be in Australia, Asia, Eastern Europe, and Eastern Africa. In October, I'll do the eclipses and then there will be an annular eclipse, which will be fun to actually see. It is basically a ring of fire on the moon.
That's what I was thinking, but we got a little bit of that on the Venus.
It was the corona that we saw.
Oh, okay.
And that actually will be visible from the U.S. Down in the southwestern part of our country.
Oh.
Yeah, southwestern U.S., Central America, and Colombia, and Brazil. A partial eclipse for a lot of North America and South America.
Okay.
And in 2 weeks after that...
In 2024, we have another U.S. eclipse?
Yeah.
Yep.
Solar eclipse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that one cuts across
Texas.
eastern part. So it goes like...
I'm gonna
basically
have to see that.
Ohio to Texas kind of path that it takes.
Okay.
Or actually, technically,
book your hotel room now.
I think it would be Texas up to Ohio. But anyway, there will be on the 28th of October there will be a partial lunar eclipse visible in Western Australia, Asia, Africa, and Europe. And so, but the Psyche mission also launches.
Psyche.
Yeah,
Psyche.
Psyche.
Psych.
Yeah, launches in October as well. So October,
that's gonna be a really cool mission.
What does Psyche do again? I can't remember.
Psyche, I believe, is going to metallic asteroids in the asteroid belt.
Mm-hmm. To study them.
Is that right?
And
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And this is an ASU project.
Indeed, ASU, whatever their logo is, I don't remember the hand signal.
Don't do it.
It's one of the two.
It's.
I went there for 8 years. You think I know?
I mean, I went there for a couple.
All right, Brandon, what are you hoping happens in 2023 as far as discoveries and what would be?
What I am hoping for discoveries in 2023 is new physics first and foremost. I want fucking new physics finally. It needs to happen. We've been teased. It hasn't happened yet.
Hey, I'm with you.
I mean, aren't we teased for new physics every year?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty
much. So this year, stop teasing us.
Well, You need
we're ready.
somebody...
We've been teasing enough. We're ready.
We got new viruses. Is that not good enough?
We got that.
Yeah, I mean, you need a physicist who can dream up what that new physics looks like.
Okay, so yes, I want
out of the box.
Yes,
thinking...
but I want new physics. I want Starliner to be successful. I want fantastic discoveries in James Webb. NASA's been fully funded for the first time in like ever, so I'm super excited to see what they can do with that. And just continued success. I think that sums it up.
What would be cool for you to find out?
I mean, at this point, I'm just ready to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Like, can we just get on with it?
Did you watch the holiday special?
Yes.
It was fun. It was a fun one.
It was fun.
Wasn't too bad, no.
It was fun. No, I don't know, because I really... I don't think you can really know what to expect, you know?
Expect the unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, there could be... Smooth. Jack says he's ready for new physics. They just bought new textbooks that need to be made out of date. Just need to have like computerized textbooks that just. Oh wait, that's. I guess that's a tablet. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just excited to see what James Webb is gonna bring down. You know, because I mean, there's a lot of stuff we don't know that's being, you know, revealed or studied or new discoveries because there are embargoes in place where they can't release information for a certain amount of time. And
that's one of the weird things about I'm sorry to hijack you, about the James Webb Space Telescope, is that typically when you get new information, it's like you're a team of scientists and you put in to get time in the James Webb. So you get accepted, you get your time, data comes back to you, and typically with like the Hubble, you had 12 months of the data all to yourself for your team to take your time, study it, and analyze and release papers, and then all the raw data will be released. Mm-hmm. But in this case, it's released all the raw data is released immediately. So if you're a small team and you got time on it, immediately when the data gets out, large teams of scientists can quickly take it over and take credit for it.
Really?
Which is kind of a pain.
I didn't know that. That seems unfair.
And then it becomes not necessarily 12 months of getting the data correct. It's suddenly a race to see who can get it first, where there may creep some imperfections in the analysis.
Yeah.
So it's new. Let's find it out.
All right. Well, guess I'm not looking forward to that anymore. But I don't know. Just things. Anything planned to go smoothly, you know? I mean, I think that there haven't been any real major, you know, disasters in quite some time. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that should continue.
I was wondering where you're going to go with this. It was going to be one of two ways.
I was thinking like space things, but okay, yeah. No new disasters.
We haven't had many disasters lately. It's about time we had one. Yeah. That's what, we're going to blow something up.
Yeah, I want to see something explode.
I have more things I want in my head, but
I mean, I don't know all the things that are going on and all the stuff that could come down, you know, to know what I want.
It's a very broad question.
To see.
Maybe you want First Contact this year.
No, we're not ready. We're not ready. Sure. No, no.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe not First Contact, but life somewhere. I always want life. I always want new physics. I have ulterior motives with the life one, but also it's really cool that if we discovered life out there, whether it's microbes or whatever, or Vulcans, we're not alone, which is fascinating. Also, if we are alone, that's fascinating as well. There's going to be a lot more questions. Why are we alone? But yeah, I mean, new physics would just be...
Galactic war.
Don't want that. We'd lose instantly.
Yeah. New physics would be a great thing. Figuring out what dark matter is.
That'd be nice. That'd be a cool one.
And, you know, dark energy, but I think that you need new physics for that, maybe.
So,
Yeah, I mean that's and then everything else that you guys have said. So, and I want a very interesting year with regards to discoveries. James Webb, or the Large Hadron Collider, or telescope over in Japan, or wherever. Just really cool, in some cases mind-bending data and discoveries that prompt more questions than you get in answers.
Well, it's going to be an odd year.
That means you get to make all the decisions this year.
All the decisions made up to Liz. What do we have for dinner on Thursday, Liz?
Oh man, we do have to decide that.
And Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. Then you leave. So, all right. Anybody out there have you seen Wakanda Forever?
No, not yet.
Well, I know you haven't, and I'm asking kind of anybody in the chat.
Wait, how has Mike seen a movie, but Liz hasn't?
I haven't seen it.
He hasn't seen it.
I
said no, and he said, "Well, I know you haven't, but
I'd like to watch it sometime during this holiday weekend."
Okay, I thought there was going to be some relation to
I thought so too.
Space and
no.
what you hope for or whatever, and there was going to be like some
except
I'd like to see it.
Vibranium came from space, right? So
how about this? Since no one has any insight in Wakanda Forever, I am drinking a White Russian. What other name can we give a White Russian?
What?
Welcome to Hangover now. This is what we do.
Oh, because we're doing like a freedom fries movement.
Yeah, we're doing the freedom fries situation, which we'll use for about 2 months and then forget about it.
I don't know what
that means. Anyway. Well, I mean, what do you got in it? You got vodka, milk?
Vodka, milk, half and half rather, and Kahlua.
All right.
Yeah, there's really nothing better.
Well, okay.
So how about this? Can you remember the favorite drink you've had this year?
Ooh.
Anything stick out in your mind?
That's real. Okay. Oof. Mike made a lot of good drinks this year.
I'm gonna keep asking your favorites of this year, so be ready.
Wait a minute, what?
He's gonna keep asking.
I really like the smoky old fashioned that Mike made.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the smoky old fashioned that Mike made, really good.
I think the one that first popped in my mind was the caramel apple mule.
Caramel apple mule's good. Yeah, that's good.
And maybe because I've had it recently, but that one was really good. Oh,
yeah,
and then the maple old fashioned.
Oh, maple old fashioned, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was the one where I had the drink. I thought this is the best drink I've had this year. I think I said that too.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pick one from over Christmas, one of the drinks, and the Winter Wonderland, just because
Nice.
it tastes like one of those Andes mints.
Mm-hmm.
It's just perfectly. So it's great. It's a good drink. But I don't know. They're all good.
And it was pretty too. That was probably the prettiest drink, just because it was like clear. It was just like clear.
Ooh, very nice.
Smelled of peppermint with a candy cane in it. Oh.
Mike is our drink master.
In a martini glass, yes. And he got a traveling bartending kit for Christmas. So
excellent. Now we can go drinking while driving.
No, we do not condone drinking and driving. Always drink responsibly.
Exactly.
And follow all local laws. State, federal, whatever.
Drink this?
Huh?
What's in your drink?
Well, now I'm just drinking Prosecco.
Okay.
Because I'm a
all right.
white woman in my late 30s.
What is one of the favorite new movies you saw this year? New to you or new out there?
Okay, what was the question?
You're making me have to try and remember. And
Well,
yeah,
it was
I know,
also
like,
a little
surprise.
garbled to me.
Huh?
It was also a little garbled.
Oh, your
I'm looking
favorite.
for, Mike, your favorite movies that you saw this year. It could be
Movies.
new in 2022, or it could be new to you.
Oh God.
What have we seen?
I don't know. I feel like I'm so inundated that even stuff that I'm like, oh, that was amazing, that I end up forgetting.
Thoroughly enjoyed Bullet Train more than I should have, I think.
Bullet Train is fun.
You really did enjoy that movie.
I've seen it 3 times.
Yeah.
Well,
You
and
kept
every
sending
time
us
was on the
texts.
plane, so maybe that has to do with it.
You kept sending us texts. Have we seen it? Or you were offering,
Bullet Train.
hey,
It's so
you should
good.
see the Bullet Train. You should see Bullet Train.
It was so much fun.
It was fun. It was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun. I enjoyed that. Oh God.
You know, I think I finally got to see this little movie called Lord of the Rings.
You know what? Yeah. Because every
seen
time
it.
you see something new about it, and so it becomes a new movie.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, I don't know.
God, I don't know. I can't remember everything we've seen. I mean,
It all runs together.
did we go out and see an actual movie in a physical theater at all?
Nope.
This
Oh,
year?
no. Didn't we see... Well, Green Knight was the year before, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the year before. That was the year before. That was when it was like, oh, it's safe to come out, and then shortly after it was like, nope, just kidding.
Yeah.
We
Go back
took
inside.
Inevitable to watch it.
Yeah. All right.
Jack says his favorite drink was lavender Earl Grey, was in his top 5. Oh, Jack, let me tell you, my mom loves lavender Earl Grey. She is just like so happy that you mentioned it or whatever. So she buys lavender Earl Grey. I mean, it's not like what like Jack would make
Where's
or
your mom,
whatever,
by the way?
but I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. She has her own life to live.
No, I think it's pretty centered around you and Katie.
Yeah, she has like a bunch of boxes. I was worried about drinking it all because it is very good. And she's like, no, I got plenty. Yeah, so I think that would be my mom's favorite drink of 2022 as well. In terms of non-alcoholic drinks.
Yeah, she's ready, as Jack said. She ready.
All
right, what other favorite questions you got?
Oh, shit. Favorite TV show?
Mythic Quest right now.
Oh, I fucking love
it. Because Willow ended. No, Willow's still going. No,
Willow's
really got one or two more.
Willow's that good to you guys? I haven't seen it yet.
I would say Willow is fun, but I would say it's...
Severance was solid.
I mean, it's all right. It's all right. The acting's not the best, and there's some costume and like production stuff that I'm like, oh, Disney skimped a little bit, but it's fun.
My favorite show is The Circle.
We just started watching that. Oh, Katie turned me on to a show called Taskmaster, which is a BBC show. Did you watch it all, Brandon?
I've tried. There's like 400 episodes. No, I didn't watch it all.
Well, no, at all.
I did try that. I watched a couple episodes. I'm glad people like it.
Wow. Okay.
I'm glad people like it.
He likes his comedy to be a little bit more highbrow.
I think it's funny.
I love just basically a blooper reel in.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. BBC show. See, Jack knows. Greg Davies is huge. This guy.
How tall is he?
He's like what? What? We looked it up. He was like 6'6" or something. Just like super. He's really tall. So him and his co-host, there's like
6'8". He's 6'8".
Yeah, he's just ginormous. Anyway, it's really fun. Just like they get a bunch of comedians together or like TV personalities together and make them do random shit.
I also don't care for the lighting that we currently have because you guys look like good and tan and I look like a ghost.
Yeah, because we're in the studio, Brandon.
I know, but I still don't have to like it.
Oh, Jack says he got into it during quarantine, and they do tasks from Alex's book in class during. That's fun.
That's a good one.
That's great. Oh my god, we should. I didn't know there was like a book of the tasks you can get. We should get that. That'd be fun. From and Peacemaker. Peacemaker was fun.
It was so
Peacemaker
much
was
fun.
yeah.
I will forever and always love the introduction. I think that may be my favorite introduction
Yes.
of all time. Just the intro and the dancing.
It's ridiculous and over the top and just 80s glam, and it's...
That was this year?
That was this year.
That was this year.
I forgot about Peacemaker, and I loved it so much.
Obi-Wan was this
Eagly.
year.
Eagly. Obi-Wan, was it Obi-Wan this year?
Obi-Wan, I think, was this year. I still
was
okay.
Little Leia.
It took me a very long time to get to Andor. Like I was kind of done with Star Wars for a little bit. I did want to watch more things, and then during Thanksgiving, I finally binged it, and it's fucking fabulous. Holy crap, was it good?
Really? We've only watched.
You haven't
one
seen Andor yet?
episode?
Yeah.
We just watched the first episode, and then...
Guys, there's a Lord of the Rings actor that pops up, and you lose your shit, and he just steals the show.
All right, well, we will watch Andor.
You have to
I mean, we
get
were
to it.
going to eventually. It was just like, kind of like a story.
You need-
We weren't feeling like it was a story we needed, and so it was kind
It
of
is.
like on the back burner.
That's
It is.
basically
It's-
what it boils down to.
It is. It's something you need. It's fabulous. Also, Strange New Worlds was great. That's the Star Trek show.
Yes.
Oh my god, there's all these shows.
Yeah. Oh my God, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds is
That's
my favorite Star
Trek since Next Generation.
It's fantastic. That is.
It's pure Trek, and it's all I've wanted.
Yes.
That was good.
It's great. Oh my God, I've forgotten about. I can't tell time anymore.
No.
I can't remember things.
You know, luckily we don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Oh, I know. It's great.
We need that day.
And hopefully my flight gets delayed till like Thursday.
That'd be
well,
nice.
okay, you got to show up some point.
Yeah. Thursday,
Yeah,
ideally.
yeah, Thursday morning, and then I take the next day off.
Yeah. Well, you know, hey, that's all right. They got you leaving early, to go wherever it is you're going.
6 a.m.
I don't know when it is, but in the future we're going to be doing an astrology episode, which is just going to be me
I'm
ranting.
going to drink already.
But for Christmas, I got our famous bartender here, Drink Master, a lunar libations mixology recipe book. So it's all
It's not up here, is it?
no. It's all ridiculous kind of hipstery drink recipes that are based on moon signs.
And we're gonna make those when
And
we
we're
do
gonna
the
make them
astrology.
when we do the astrology show.
We're gonna have maybe like a little drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have like a
Yeah,
bunch
and
of
then we're
them.
gonna make fun of it because there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that you're supposed to do while you drink those drinks.
It's gonna be an episode
It's
for
gonna
sure.
be fun.
Yeah, I gotta find out how to make that moon water.
You just gotta leave water out in the moon.
Is that all it is?
Yeah, like a full moon, you leave it out or something. Makes it moon water.
Oh my god.
It's blessed by the wisdom of the moon.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll go through. I'll get my drinks and we'll start prepping that water and stuff now.
As a preview, one of the drinks, you should hold almonds with, and to glean their wisdom as you drink.
Wait. Why do almonds have wisdom? Why don't peanuts have wisdom?
They're smart. No,
Have you
almonds are
seen
for
a
nuts.
peanut? The almonds are the regal classy nut.
Yeah.
They're the wizards of nuts. But a peanut, that's just like a circus clown. The peanut.
Oh, the almonds are like middle class at best in the nut realm. Please.
I'm sorry. I apologize. The pecans. The pecans take the upper crust.
They're a little better, yes. Not
Yes.
You
macadamians.
mean
yes.
pecans?
Pecans.
Pecans.
No, sir. They are pecans.
South Carolina versus
Pecans.
West Coast. Let's do this.
Pecans.
I gotta go get my pecans. My
We have
pecan
only
pie.
pecans here. Pecans. This is my rich voice now. This is how I
right,
talk
Liz.
as if I'm rich.
All right, Liz, you got any 2023, 2022 lists or 2023 questions?
To play the Powerball in the state where it's legal to be rich.
To be rich, to have Give me a nut.
All right, wait,
yes.
no. What was your question?
Do you have any 2022 questions or 2023 resolutions?
Well, I mean, yeah, I want to lose weight.
What's it all mean?
Yeah.
42. Next question.
Okay. Solved. I did it. Oh, I'm done now.
Yeah, I've done my resolution. You've done your question.
All right. Where's 2024? I'm ready.
Bring it up.
I don't know.
We know that 2023 is going to last like 2 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah. You know, I just want like a smooth year where, you know,
That's not
again,
happening, is it?
no disasters, nothing, nothing, just a smooth, an even keel year where, you know, like Betty Davis doesn't die, you know, like just a smooth, just a year that we can just all have like
So
a
we
little
know
bit
who
of
to
a like
blame
a,
when Betty Davis
okay.
dies.
she already died.
Yeah, I mean, it's, a quiet year would be nice.
Jack, you walk 3 miles a day, and you're gonna make it 4 miles a day?
It's too cold here.
Oh gosh.
Or I should say too cold for me. That's good.
If there's
3 to
snow
4
on the
miles, that's
ground,
great.
we like to look at the snow.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with it. I just want to look at it from a
don't
distance.
wanna,
Though I shoveled a driveway.
You did shovel the driveway.
Yeah. So, got my exercise for the day. Even though I'm still on vacation.
We're on
and-
vacation. We're on vacation still. Yeah.
Same. After this, I need to go drink with a friend some more.
All right, I tell you what. There you go.
The treadmill. That's handy in my
treadmills.
The treadmill is. I like a treadmill.
Fucking hate treadmills.
Why? How often have you fallen off a treadmill, Brandon?
I've never fallen off a treadmill, but they're just like a torture device.
But aren't all pieces of like exercise equipment? It's
So-
just torture.
But then if you're running on the street, then are you just torturing yourself?
No, because I got the wind in my face, there's stuff around, things are changing.
You
It's
can
much
set
nicer.
up a fan.
No, even my
And then-
mom
and
next
then-
to me will say treadmills are a torture device. Torture, she says.
You can rig a water bottle to just spray at you with water every now and then. Is like, you know.
You
I
get
don't know.
rained on.
Yeah, you get a little
I mean, you could
going
make.
through the mists.
Yeah.
Although I will say, if I could just run through the terminal between Terminal A and B at the Atlanta airport, because that's what they have the rainforest sound and the lights and the trees all around you, I could do that. That would be nice. That'd be a nice treadmill.
Okay.
I fly a lot.
Always on assignment.
Yep. Yep.
I'm looking to be less on assignment this year. We'll see how that
There-
goes.
Well, fingers crossed. What kind of weather you get in Iowa? I mean, hurricanes.
Blizzard.
No, not
hurricanes.
hurricanes. I meant the other twirly one.
Tornadoes.
Tornadoes. Tornadoes. See,
The other twirly one.
the other twirly one.
We do not live in a region known for tornadoes.
While he's answering, we have a fellowship we can come up. What are we doing for a menu? Like what do we think what are we feeling
Well,
here?
we have got
Because I'll be in
We got
Thursday.
a great gift.
We got a great gift from podcast's parents.
A kingly gift.
And it is a make your own dip sampler.
Yes.
A variety of dip options. And you just mix it together with like sour cream and
Yeah,
you
so
got a dip.
You had me everything until sour cream.
Oh no, we can use you don't do every dip has sour cream in it, Brandon.
You enjoy your sour cream. I'll do my own
It's
shit.
not even gonna taste like sour cream.
Some of this might not have sour cream.
Well, no, you can make it with part sour cream and part mayonnaise.
I'll come in with my own sampler and go from there.
Oh my god. You know what? You're not even gonna taste the sour cream. It's gonna be delicious. Shouldn't have said anything. He would have eaten it and he would have loved it.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm like an 8-year-old child.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Jack has the weather forecast from Iowa.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. -15 with -50 wind chill to 48 and 40 hours last week. Winter low is 35. Summer high 108, which is wow. To a winter of negative. How do you live? How are you alive?
Why do people live there?
It's so.
I can imagine housing's nice. So yeah, sure.
Oh my gosh, that's wild. I mean, we were gonna get down. What did we get down to when we were in Bend? It was
5 or 4.
It was like 5, and I was like, I can't even imagine what 5 degrees feels like.
It's not great, Liz.
It's
No,
not.
it's not
We
great.
had to go
No.
out and let the dogs out potty.
Oh, but the wind chill was -20.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It, like with the wind chill, it was -20 though.
Yeah, but and we couldn't even fathom what that could feel like.
It's like
Yeah. The
temperature plummeted with that Arctic bomb thing, but like our high one day went like from 5 to 6. Or something like that, right?
Yeah, and then the
5 to
next
8.
day it was like 40.
Yeah, it was
the
crazy.
coldest I've been in, without wind chill. There was wind because I walked in it to get some food. So without wind chill, it was -16 degrees.
Wow.
I don't know what it was with wind.
Oh my God.
I got pretty drunk that night with one of the planetarium people up there.
You gotta warm up.
Yeah.
Gotta warm
Had
up.
a warm and get the good. What was it? It was called the Velvet Elvis, is what we got. It was like 5 kinds of melted cheese, and you just dip in it, and it was so good. But I still feel it in my arteries, and it was like a year ago.
That means it was worth it, right
Oh
there.
yeah.
That means it was
So
worth
good.
it. Oh my gosh.
That was fun. Maybe chat to them again.
Yeah.
All right, I think we ought to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
You're the host.
All
Just
right.
as 2022 has come to a close,
As much as we.
as must this podcast.
Oh wait. Okay. As a podcast,
as much we.
I took we as like.
Okay, as
oh.
must we. You know, let's do it
will
right now.
Die now.
Goodbye, everybody. All right, so join us in a couple weeks on the 15th for a High in the Sky, and then on the 29th, Brandon's episode, Tolkien's Universe.
Oh God.
I'm gonna
Drinking
start
rule
that-
will be suspended. That
Oh, it have to
show.
Or we come into the episode drunk already and we drink water the whole episode.
All right.
That's an option.
That is an option. That is.
So happy holidays, happy New Year.
Happy
I hope
New Year.
2023 is great for you guys, and for everybody. And we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Cheers.
thanks for all the fish,
Have
2022.
fun in Disney, Katie. Bye. Oh,
Bye.
I have to stop it.
Bye, Puerto Rico. Oh, Puerto Rico. Wait.
Oh,
wait,
okay, I'm not
wait.
stopping it yet.
So I am back in Germany probably this month.
You did this to talk work?
I just want to know where he's going to be at, because maybe I want to go hang out in this fishing village for a couple days. I don't know. That'd be fun.
So it's not really work.
Jesus.
That's not work at all, no.
Okay, no.
All right. Are we out?
We're not out yet. So if Federico's actually listening still, then you just message him privately.
Probably
'cause I'm
not.
going to end
I'll
the
just
stream
message
now. So, whatever. All right. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.